Hey, what's happening to you guys? Pyros here and welcome back to another video. Today I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinion on the new League of Legends fighting game that Riot Games seems to be working on, what I think about it, and what I think this game may do to the fighting game scene in general, because I generally feel like with the backing that this game has, and obviously the team that's working on this game, when you put those two things together, you start to realize that essentially this may end up change the entire fighting game scene in general. It may even revolutionize how we see fighting games develop in the future. Now the reason why I'm saying this is because one of the core reasons as to why I feel like this game may have a massive impact in the fighting game scene in general is because one team is currently working on it, which is Radiant Entertainment, and the people who founded that company or that development team have a history with the fighting game community. I can't remember the names, but it was two brothers, I believe, and they have a huge, massive impact when it comes to various fighting game scenes, esports, and all that stuff. They've developed websites. I feel like if you just look into it, you'll see it yourself. But they've started working on a game. They developed the developing team, Radiant Entertainment, to work on this game known as Rising Thunder. Rising Thunder was a PC exclusive free-to-play game, and the idea behind the game is to create a game that is simple and easy enough for anybody of any skill level to pick up and play, and for those who want to go even further beyond and obviously cultivate a higher skill level, they can go ahead and do it with Rising Thunder. It was a game that was designed to be as approachable as humanly possible. Like, it doesn't matter if you're someone who's never picked up a fighting game in their life. The idea is that you'll pick it up, learn some basic inputs, and do some really cool epic combos in the process. Like, that was the idea behind Rising Thunder. It was this game that was supposed to allow anybody to pick up the fighting game and just create some epic combos with simplistic inputs. And obviously for people who want to go a little bit more complex, a little bit more in detail with the game, with the skill set and what you can offer, what you can do with the fighting game, you can do that. I played it when it first came out in alpha, and it was pretty good. It had potential, it really did, but the game was unfortunately cancelled, but not for the reason that you're thinking of. It wasn't because the game was bad, it was because another company, I believe, came in, and you know who it is. I don't know why I said I believe. We know who it is. Riot Games saw a potential with this development team, which is Radiant Entertainment. They bought up the team and then brought them into the Riot Games, universe, whatever. And they are now currently working on this League of Legends fighting game. So they're going to be taking that same concept of a free-to-play PC-only fighting game. I believe. I don't think Riot Games is going to be expanding to PS5 or Xbox Scarlet just yet. I think it's going to start out as a PC game and then slowly roll out. I think that's the smart thing to do, because they don't want to just alienate it in just PC spectrum. I mean, they could, but I don't see a reason why not. But I think their specialty is usually on the PC. And no, it makes sense for it to be on the PC. Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying PC because that's where the team originally was focusing on, but they could expand. But the idea is that, one, it's going to be free to play, so anybody is going to be able to access this fighting game. They have the backing of Riot Games, which is a team with a huge amount of revenue pool. Like, they could throw money into this team and give them the right funding that they need to create a very polished and high quality fighting game, probably the likes of which we've never seen before. Like I said, free to play, very well funded, and it has a powerful IP that's following behind it. So League of Legends is known all around the world. So right off the bat, when this game is released to the public, you'll have that huge amount of collective community going into the game to try it out. That's already gonna beat out Street Fighters, I believe. I truly believe it's gonna beat out Street Fighters and any other popular fighting game to date. It's gonna open up a huge floodgate of new people who've never probably tried out a fighting game in their life, and it's going to end up creating a bigger fighting game community that we haven't seen before. Because let's face it, the fighting game community is it's a very niche community. Like, you have to be someone who's willing to tolerate loss. And League of Legends players did not tolerate losses, so that's an interesting thing to witness. But to tolerate loss, to have the endurance to want to improve, and I guess the complexity to learn inputs. I mean, it's not that difficult, but if you have the patience, you can do it. Anyone can do it. But yeah, it's a very niche thing. It requires a lot of skills. And the problem with fighting games is that if a new fighting game comes out, if you don't pick it up on the day or at least a week of the game's release, by the time the game is like a month old, and if it has a healthy community, you'll just be going into a room where everybody's like god tier and you're just trying to learn, and that's going to be quite difficult for you. That's why the entry for fighting game is quite difficult for most people. But I think League of Legends is going to change that. The new League of Legends fighting game is going to absolutely demolish that, I guess, invisible glass wall that's been keeping a lot of people from trying into the fighting game game scene, whatever. Because what they're doing is because obviously Riot Games, they don't want to create a complex fighting game that's going to alienate their own fan base. That's why they're looking into Radiant Entertainment at the beginning, because they knew they were working on something that could work extremely well for for League of Legends. They want the people who are obviously fan of the series to come in and try it out, and obviously they're gonna use that opportunity to create a whole new esport scene. Because can you imagine this? The same type of stadium level appearances for League of Legends, but for their fighting game. It's unprecedented. Like, this is something that could change everything, and it could also force a lot of these other it could also force a lot of the fighting game developers to change up their way that they're making fighting games. Instead of it being now a $60 price tag, they may end up, possibly, I don't know, they may end up changing their way of charging fighting games and just make them free to play. I mean, we saw what happened with Fortnite. Not Fortnite, actually. Let me give proper respect to I believe was it what was it again? I don't think it's Daisy. PUBG, yeah. Almost forgot about that game. Rest in peace. But anyways, PUBG started this whole... Is it PUBG, actually? Well, I think it's PUBG. I'm gonna go with PUBG. PUBG started the whole Battle Royale madness. Ever since it started that popularity, and then Fortnite came in and just took that concept and just shot it to the skies, or whatever the phrase is. It forced a lot of people to start adding battle royales to their games. They have to adapt or be left out. So, with the backing of Riot Games and the powerful IP that is League of Legends, and with the already established skills and knowledge of Radiant Entertainment, with two of its founders being prominent fighting game esports figures in the fighting game community, you may potentially have yourself a really great game. I'm actually having a lot of faith in this new game, and not only that, you have a pool of characters to choose from, and there's a character for everyone. I believe I've looked at the roster for League of Legends. There's a character for everyone, so the potential is there. Like, the more you think about this, well, the more I think about this, the more hyped up I am for this Project L, which is a funny name, Project L, bro. I don't know. They could have gone for anything, but they went for Project L. But no, like, I have high hopes for this game. Like, it has the potential, and because I've played Rising Thunder, and I feel like a lot of you guys probably have played Rising Thunder, the alpha, anyways. You can probably understand why this is a very big deal for most of us. It could create a whole new community. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have the Maximilian and all the other people who talk about fighting game stuff. With League of Legends, fighting game, they could create maybe 10, 20 Maximilian. We could have big ass stadium with, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I would rather go to a big ass stadium similar to that of League of Legends esports scene, but for fighting game. Like that the hype in that for me personally, because now I will be able to understand the hype behind some of the things that's going on. Because when I watch League of Legends esports stuff, I don't really understand what's going on. I know a lot of people who do pay attention to that game, they know exactly what's going on. So when someone does something extremely epic, everybody knows. But for me, it's like whatever. At least in a fighting game, I can understand clutch moments. I can understand an epic combo as it happens. It's like it's a potential. It's a potential. And then obviously it has to listen. This could be the future. This could honestly be the future of fighting games, and I don't think a lot of people realize just how big this is going to end up being. They already have the support. Like I promise you, when the game launches, they'll end up just having like 1 million people on the spot playing the game and trying it out, and obviously all the fighting game people who already have an interest in a brand new fighting game, they're gonna come in with their expertise and their knowledge and obviously the kind of experience they have creating esports. They're gonna come in and try the game out. And then obviously all the YouTubers who obviously talk about fighting games, they're gonna also come in to try the game out. It is a huge big deal, and I feel like a lot of people need to keep their eye out on Project L. Obviously right now they've gone dark, so we can't know what they're doing right now, and I don't think we'll be hearing anything about this game until maybe 2021. That's what I feel. I don't think we'll hear anything on 2020. Maybe we'll see a trailer, seeing how it's going on. But 2021 is when I'm looking at the game coming out. 2021 or maybe very early 2020. That's what I'm thinking of. But I think it's 2021. I'm betting on 2021 for the most part. No, actually, let me go back. 2022. That's what I'm putting my money on. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about Project L, aka Riot Games League of Legends fighting game. Are you hyped? Are you not hyped? Yeah, that's it for me. I'm Pyros, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.